Don't eat it. It's bad for you. Every day we hear on the news and we read in the newspaper about things that are bad for us. Oddly enough, it's the same things our parents used to chime about when we were children. Eat it. It's good for you. Eat it. It's good for you. I don't know about you, but whenever I heard that statement, I knew something had to be wrong with it. It's sort of like going on a blind date and hearing the phrase, "They've got a nice personality." You hear that statement and you just know something ugly is about to take place. Speaking of ugly, I don't know how many times I was told, "Eat liver, it's good for you." There was no way I was going to eat it. I knew it was bad for you back then. And way back when I was 11, I was diagnosed as having juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And one day in pediatrics, some brilliant dietitian thought it would be a great idea to give us kids liver for dinner. As my tray arrived, I just sat on my pillow and stared at my plate in disgust. The father of the child in the next bed looked at me and said, "I'm going to get you to eat that liver." My look of disgust slowly turned from my plate to him. He did not win that war of wills, and I won the war of won'ts. Did you know that liver spelled backwards is revile? Actually, it's rivel, but to me it's revile. I hate liver. Now I understand that we all have different tastes. George Bush, George the First, HW, he hated broccoli. But then he liked quail. And what about Clinton and the current occupant of the White House? Now, these men are known for their appetites. But hey, they just never met a hot dish they didn't like. Today, I'd like to do a side-by-side comparison of Bush and those other guys? No, of liver and broccoli. Broccoli. Broccoli's green. Green is something you don't see in Arizona much. Its shape and color reminds you of a tree. Trees bring thoughts of forests, flowers, bunnies, the environment. I'll bet Al Gore likes broccoli. Liver. This too has somewhat of an earthy look to it. To my mind, it's more like a mound of Montezuma's revenge. Or a garden slug with a gland condition. Broccoli. Broccoli's a plant. Plants support life by breathing oxygen into the air. It just makes you feel better knowing they're around. What is the function of liver? It produces bile. Doesn't that just make your mouth water? And it also filters impurities from the body. We're talking toxic waste. Not in my neighborhood. Eating liver is like eating the oil filter on your car. Broccoli. Broccoli is quite versatile. It can be cooked in a number of ways or cut up and eaten raw with a dip. Or some other person of your choice. I don't know anybody who would want to eat this raw. And I have my doubts about those who eat it cooked. Cooking doesn't even help it much. Then it resembles the beat-up old shoe and has the texture of topsoil. Now, I understand there are actually some people out there who enjoy eating topsoil. Let me submit to you that, according to my studies, you are the unfortunate victim of physically challenged taste buds. You have no idea what you're doing. I must admit that there was one time when I actually did try to eat this stuff. I had a problem with an ankle surgery that didn't heal properly, and my right foot was in and out of a cast for 22 months. 22 long months. Needless to say, I was feeling a little desperate. Desperate people do desperate things. They try unproven remedies. They go to Mexico for exotic cures. They sit in uranium mines. They try copper bracelets and magnets. Some people give up and shoot themselves. Some people jump out of windows. And other people try to eat liver. During these days of desperation, a little voice would whisper in my ear, "Liver has iron. Iron is good for bones. Eat liver, it's good for you. Eat liver, it's good for you. I'll take a supplement." No, eat liver, it's good for you. Eventually I wore down. I went to the store, bought the smallest package I could find, took it home and cooked it. I cut it up into little bitty pieces, wrap it in a wad of bread, stuff it in my mouth, and follow it with a gulp of wine. In retrospect, I probably should have drank the wine first and then tried the liver. Needless to say, it was not the cure. And current research has proven that it's not even good for you. Of all the studies they did on foods and cholesterol, they found liver worst. Liverwurst. Now that's an appropriate title. Don't eat it. It's bad for you.